Hi, preschool friends. Silly Sania here. That's right. I'm changing my name today to Mrs. Silly Sania instead of Kania. Let's all do that. We'll change the first letter in our name to an S. Let's see what it sounds like. Well, there's two of our friends that don't have to change their name, do they? Symphony, you already have an S at the beginning of your name. So Silly Symphony already has two S's. What about our friend Sophia? She starts with an S too. So she's Silly Sophia. But what about our friend Carson? Let's change the C to an S. So now Carson is Silly Sarson. Let's keep going. What about Bobby? You'd be Silly Sabi. Right? Just like Silly Sally. Let's try Lucas. What would you be? Silly Sukas. These are fun. How about Mika? You'd be Silly Sika. We changed the M to an S. How about Naomi? Silly Saomi. There's an S at the beginning of your name. Isn't this silly? Just like Silly Sally. How about Charlie? You're going to be Silly Sarly. And Hope, you're going to take the H off of Hope and put an S there. So now you're Silly Soap. Hope Soap. How about Martello? You're going to be Silly Sartello. This is fun. Who's going to be next? How about Rebecca? We're taking off the R and we're putting an S on. So now you're Silly Sabecca. Uh-oh, here comes Charlotte. Are you ready? Now you're Silly Sarlet. This is fun. Okay, Maggie, you're next. We're taking off your M and we're putting an S on. Now you're Silly Saggy. And Jedrick, you're not going to be Jedrick anymore. We're taking off the J and we're putting on an S. And now you're Silly Cedric. How about that? And I have a new friend, Ricardo. Now you're Silly Sicardo. We're putting an S in place of your R. And I have another friend, Daniel. We're going to take your D off today and we're going to put an S on there. So now you're not Daniel, you're Silly Samuel. Those were fun, weren't they? So this is a picture that I drew. And this is what you're going to be doing at home, boys and girls. You're going to draw a picture of you upside down. Just like Silly Sally. She's upside down. So there's Mrs. Sania upside down. You see, I have my St. George shirt on. And I have my glasses on. Right? And down here it says, Silly Mrs. Sania. I changed my name and put an S on. Silly Mrs. Sania went to town dancing backwards upside down. So that's where you're going to put your name, starting with an S. And you can choose which word you want to fill in here. How did you get to town? Were you dancing backwards? Were you singing backwards? Were you sleeping backwards? You can think of some words from the book, or you can make up your own. All right. Maybe you were roller skating backwards. I don't know. Were you swimming backwards? You can think of all kinds of ideas. Use your imagination. Have fun with it. I can't wait. If you take some pictures, I would love to see some of your drawings. All right? All right. Toodaloo.